Sometimes the most important moments in life are not dramatic events, but simple conversations that slowly change the way we see ourselves. This is the idea explored in Conversations with Friends, written by Sally Rooney. The story follows Frances, a college student and aspiring writer living in Dublin. She is intelligent, quiet, and observant. Along with her best friend and former girlfriend, Bobby, she performs spoken word poetry at local events. The two share a close connection, even though their relationship has changed over time. One day, they meet Melissa, a successful writer, and her husband Nick, who is an actor. At first, the friendship between the four of them seems casual and exciting. But slowly, the relationships between them become more complicated. Frances finds herself drawn toward Nick, even though he's older and already married. And from that point, the story begins to explore emotions that are often difficult to explain. Attraction, jealousy, insecurity, loneliness, and the fear of being truly understood. What makes this novel interesting is that very little dramatic action happens on the surface. Instead, the story focuses on conversations. The characters spend a lot of time talking about relationships, art, politics, emotions, and the confusion of growing up. But underneath those conversations, there are feelings they struggle to express honestly. And that is where the tension of the novel comes from. Frances, especially, often hides her emotions behind intelligence and humor. She wants connection, but she is also afraid of vulnerability. As the story continues, the characters begin to realize that understanding another person is much harder than it first appears. The novel also explores themes like identity, communication, emotional intimacy, and modern relationships. It shows how people can feel lonely even when they are surrounded by others. One of the most powerful things about the book is how realistic the characters feel. They are not perfect. They make mistakes, misunderstand each other, and sometimes hurt the people they care about. But that honesty is exactly what makes the story feel real. The writing style is simple, calm, and natural. Instead of using dramatic language, Sally Rooney focuses on small moments, silences, expressions, text messages, and everyday conversations that slowly reveal deeper emotions. And as readers, we begin noticing how much people leave unsaid. That is what makes Conversations with Friends so engaging. It feels less like reading a traditional love story and more like quietly observing real people trying to understand themselves and each other. The novel also asks important questions about love and connection. Can relationships ever be completely honest? Do we truly understand the people we care about? And how much of ourselves do we hide, even from those closest to us? In the end, Conversations with Friends is not just about romance. It is about emotional complexity. It is about the difficulty of communication, the fear of vulnerability, and the quiet ways relationships shape who we become. And maybe the real question is this: are conversations enough to truly connect people? Or do our deepest feelings always remain partly unspoken?